Boom, we're back, baby. NFL Showdown, Thursday Night Football with Big T and JSU in the house today. The Print Factory, Jacoby Brissett, 335.
Not even Brissett, Brisket. Jacoby Brisket.
I read it too fast. I like that. All right. A little Jacoby Brisket action for the chat. And of course, cashing the show being late at -4. That was the easiest -400 you could ever bet in your life, Tony. I would have laid my house down. Like, here you go. Take it. We're easily going to be late. That's easy giblets right there.
It wouldn't be fun if we showed up on time.
Yeah.
It would give them nobody to talk about in chat. They got to make fun of us and say, I'm pooping and my shirt's off and you're at the small man convention and everything else like that.
Think about it, though. Like, who likes anyone that's punctual? Like, seriously, like everyone likes the dude that's like late to the party is always the dude you're like waiting to hang out with and chill with and stuff like that. That's always it. Like, even family events, there's always like the one uncle or someone that shows up late, but he's the uncle that you enjoy. Yeah, you're that guy. That's you for sure. So I can totally see that. But all right, we're here to talk some Showdown winners. Hashtag DraftKings. We might even bring out a little pick six action at the end of this show. Damn, can we get Matt a shirt for that? I mean, come on, that was pretty good. We need to get Matt a shirt or something. That was beautiful right there. Your poor aunt. That's all right. Jace, you had to nuke his room temp water in the microwave, Adam.
No, I started with this guy's freaking water. Oh my God. Even his glasses tilt me. How they're like little tiny glasses.
Little tiny? These are nice glasses.
Yeti. Men have Yetis.
You know what? My wife drinks out of a big water bottle, not the Yeti, but like the big, like the massive.
All the women have the Stanleys.
The Stanleys. She's got like 3 of them too, by the way, and she carries them around with her all the time. I just can't do it. I don't know how you guys like carry around those big ass Yetis all the time.
Do the pick six ad read. People used to make fun of my ad reads forever with that other one I did.
We're not. No. We're not doing some long ad read today. It's simple today. I got it, and it's very simple. If actually, Big T, you should do it because it's the simplest thing ever. You could do it. It would take you like literally 10 seconds too. But I got it. It's fine.
Sean actually loses his -10,000. I don't have due in it today. I usually do though, but I threw for a loop. There's an underdog in the holster.
What do you got in there? Some apple juice?
No, I actually don't know what it is. It's some sort of like pink, like healthy drink that Amber made me. Not healthy, but like that flavored water stuff.
Oh, did she just put like one of the packets of like electrolytes in there or something?
Yeah,
like
whatever
that?
it is.
A little taste?
We call it pink drink though. I like the pink drink.
Pink drink?
Yeah.
She's not giving you no pink lemonade, is she?
It's not lemonade. It's pink like water. I literally it's like you said, they pour the powder in it.
Yeah, like the Mio or something like
a
that.
Big old, I think that might be exactly what it is. Yeah. I love it though.
Yeah.
I only drink Dew like with meals and stuff.
Thank God. You should not be walking around drinking Dew in your Yeti.
You're not allowed to talk about it. You drink water, warm water.
No, I am, because what if I'm concerned about your health? If you're walking around drinking Dew all day, then we're concerned. We're concerned, Tony. The chat's concerned. Everyone's concerned. Jesus. Dumb KK.
I've got it going today. I like it.
Yeah. JSU, you bet Packers money line yet? I did not bet Packers money line yet. I have not bet anything past this game.
Got owned with the Packers last week. I'll bring it up on the Print Factory. Did you pick them last week over the Colts? No way you did.
No, I didn't actually. I didn't.
You didn't believe in your boys. Look at that helmet above his head over there on that side.
You know what?
That green. I see that.
You know what?
Helmet right above his head.
I didn't believe in Malik Willis, and I was wrong. I'll tell you right now,
though. It was that Anthony Richardson sucks.
Yeah, I was gonna say he is the reason. He sucks so bad. Like Michael Pittman's dead. All those receivers are pretty much dead. Like if you drafted receivers like AD Mitchell, maybe you'll get lucky like 3 times this year and they'll catch a bomb, but like you're dead pretty much if you drafted Colts. So
I was drinking out of your Yeti the other day. It's a good thing, though. It's a good thing, Travis, that we had good mojo while you're here, because when I sent out the new hats, sweatshirt today, I put another Yeti in there for you, Travis. You're back in business when it arrives.
See, Big T takes care of Travis. Look at that. I heard he might have taken care of JSU and hooked him up with some gear. I heard it might have been sent out.
We don't know yet. Leave yet, but I can see it from my window out there. We're ready to leave tomorrow. All of them are stacked up, ready to go out tomorrow.
And I just want to say thank you to Amber Niehaus for getting my boxes all set up and, getting my gear set up.
Boxes too. We had to use we had a bunch of leftovers from Christmas, so they all say Merry Christmas on them.
What do you got, Tony?
No, I mean, just Old Faithful, the original Green Mountain, the original, the OG. I do like the other ones okay, but not near as much as the OG Green Dew.
Yeah, if you're drinking Dew, you gotta just drink the normal Dew. I mean, I don't drink Mountain Dew, so I don't care. But, what are you gonna do? All right,
Raw Pimple. Who's Raw Pimple? He lives this show. What's Raw Pimple?
He lives this show. I don't know.
Who's Raw Pimple?
I got a pimple. You got a pimple?
I used to have bad pimples.
And people get pimples all the time. I don't know what you want. What are you going to do? Big T definitely likes pumpkin spice. No, no way.
I don't even know what that is.
Pumpkin spice?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. What is that?
People put that in their coffee sometimes, don't they?
Pumpkin spice? Don't drink coffee.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, you can put it in other shit too. I don't know. All right. Do you want to get to this football game? Or you want to keep reading about chat? Oh,
I don't really want to get to this football game, but if we have to, we can find some winners for the people. I mean, this game is real ugly tonight, and I do think in the past, though, we've kind of done good with these games, because I just think you can get more creative with these things where, I mean, it is so ugly. In our projections, we have 5 players above 10 points, and that includes 2 quarterbacks. One of the hardest part for me in these games is, man, like Jacoby Brissett, how can you click him? And it's hard because
you're not going to get much.
It's a floor. That's my point, though, and that's why I think you can almost circle back. Like, no one wants to click him, and he's going to be 30% owned as a quarterback. But, man, yeah, Rubio definitely loves pumpkin spice. Rubio Mitch might endorse like it.
As Mitch writes, chicks like pumpkin, and then Rubio likes pumpkin spice. I could see Rubio liking pumpkin spice. Yeah, I forgot, though, Tony, before we even get to this game, how about our Atlanta Falcons on Monday? We haven't been on since then, baby. Falcons money line plus 5.5. You can cash all those. We don't even need them, but we bet both. It don't matter, but we don't need the points. That's how it is. Poor Eagles fans, though, Tony. It's got to be a tough scene.
K. Reed was so sad that next day in there too. Just we would have won if we caught the 3rd and 3. We would have this. The coaching staff, the linebackers, the everything else we're gonna blame. No playmakers. This, that. You lost. You lost. The Falcons went in there and they whooped that ass.
And besides that, too, everyone thought the Falcons were going to get smoked. So the fact that the game was even relatively close, you were just wrong. You were wrong. I don't care if he caught it, he doesn't catch it, whatever. You were wrong. Just take that one and move on.
They don't ask you when you get up to the ticket window to get your bread after you win. They don't say, how'd you get here? They take the ticket and they give you your cheese.
Correct. That's 100% right. No, Trevor, we haven't gotten there yet. I'm saving that for Friday. So we'll get there on Friday, but I can't wait.
One freaking game this week that
I can't wait to talk about my Raiders.
This will be the story of my life, too. Like, I hit like all winners last week and owned his ass, and he's going to come on and just pound this Raiders team down me.
No. You were so wrong about the fucking Broncos. You said you didn't need the points. The Broncos were winning.
What did I say? I said the teaser. That's a teaser game. I won.
Oh God, the Steelers should have won that game like
they should have.
24 to nothing.
The same
Points
line I
were
just
nothing.
gave. They don't ask you when you get up to the ticket window how
Well,
you
they
got there.
won. The Steelers won, and they covered on top of it. What do you want? I
They
mean,
didn't cover my. I want them to do just what they did. Let me cover my teasers. That's what I
yeah,
want.
you
That's
were
my only
lucky
bet.
your teaser covered. I'll tell you that right now, because they had some points
Again,
taken
when
off
you
the
get up
board.
to the ticket window, they don't ask you how you got up there to the window.
Whatever, whatever, Tony.
Those are horrible.
Damn you and your stupid teasers. That's it. We're never talking about teasers again. Okay, we're just talking about you
I
win,
lost
you
my
lose.
teaser against your Raiders, so you got double dip on that game. You owned me twice in that game.
Well, I felt bad because that was your actual teaser you gave out to the crowd. So I felt bad about that. I didn't want that to happen, but I did want it to happen, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I
you're
was
allowed
going
to
for.
root on your squad. Absolutely, you are.
Hey, I got money on my squad. Okay, we got to get over
week one. What do I need to apologize for, Logan? I did suck week one, so I probably have a lot to apologize for week one. Week two went better than week one, but week one was bad. So what do I need to apologize?
I was going to say, do I got to apologize too, Logan? Who did we make fun? Or who did Tony make fun of?
I had a lot of bad takes week one. You could give me a list. I wouldn't even know what it was.
I'll give the first, and maybe this won't end up being a bad take, but it's about one of the teams we're talking about here, which is the Patriots. Like, I thought the Patriots were going to be terrible to start, and they've at least hung in given good games to the Bengals, and the Seahawks game was really close. Like, they could have easily been 2-0 to start. So that could be one of them. I don't know if that should be an L taken, but I honestly thought they were going to be way worse.
Necessarily fully, because we are talking about this game. I don't even fully count it, because if Jacoby Brissett's like Andy Dalton, like if Andy Dalton's for Carolina, they got a better chance to like be competitive than Bryce Young. Like if they ever bench Jacoby and go to Drake, it's going to get bad in a hurry. Like he's going to be really – Jacoby's just that guy that's just going to keep you in the game.
Which at some point, why wouldn't you anyways? You're handing the ball off every other friggin' play anyways. Like Drake May can hand the ball off. Like you might as well let him get some experience at some point. But if they're winning, I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll see on that. That's what it was though, Tony. The Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought
the Bengals
would. I apologize, Logan. I apologize for saying the Bengals would win 45-3.
I mean, I definitely thought the Bengals were going to own the Patriots.
Tagging your ass in Discord too. I haven't seen it in Discord, but I believe it. What's your name in Discord?
Yeah, did you tag him like recently, or did we miss it?
Hopefully, I don't know. I don't blame you. If that's your squad, let me know. You whoop me. You whoop my team.
Good thing my YouTube name is different than my RPS name. Otherwise, JSU wouldn't have offered me free sweat. Wait, that was you? Oh, no. In the live show chat, Tony. Do you see the live show chat?
No, I didn't even know we still had a live show chat.
I'm not even saying this guy's name because his name in Discord has something to do with JSU, so I'm not even gonna go there with it. But apparently he made a comment, and I said, give him some. It must be Matt. That must be you, Matt. I found you. Damn it. I hate JSU's feet picks in Discord is just one of the worst Discord names of all time.
I like that name. Maybe he does deserve some swag.
No, I'm retracting that, Matt. I'm retracting it right now. Unbelievable. Damn you. It's just ridiculous. All right, let's get to this game here. We got the Pats and the friggin' I can't even talk right now. Pats and the Jets, 6-point spread, 6.5, depending on where you're looking at it. Right now on DraftKings Sportsbook, I got it at 6. Obviously, the Patriots are the dog here going into New York. And this is the first, I think it's the first home game for the Jets as well. Yeah, first home game. It's their third game in 11 days, Tony. So that is something, right? Third game in 11 days here for the Jets. And the Patriots coming off a tough loss to Seattle where they hung in there, but, couldn't get it done at the end like you were talking about. When you get to the window, it's not how'd you get here. It's just did you win or not? So, yeah, Pat's tough loss, 1-1. Jets 1-1 as well. So we got two teams in the division, 1-1, low total 38.5, I think right now, sitting on DraftKings Sportsbook. I mean, like you said, is this one of those games where I think for this game specifically, Tony, the showdown slate is going to be funner than like watching the game, like building teams. Cause I think building teams is going to be interesting on this slate because one, like you said, it might be a floor slate, but at the same time, I could see a team leaving a shitload of salary shipping tonight. Like I could easily see a crazy wild team that leaves a lot of salary. So that's my first thing is my min salary is going to be a lot lower than normal when I run my teams. Like I'm just going to let it honestly run and see what it gives me with a supremely low min salary because I could see some weird ass team winning here on a short week. Both teams like to run the football. You know, both teams are, I think this game is going to kind of move slower, plotting like lower possessions, just kind of like the Falcons Eagles game where we didn't see a ton of possessions. I think that could be it. But both teams also have injuries coming into this game. The Pats have like their whole left side of their line out, and then a couple guys questionable. The center, David Andrews, is questionable. And then they also have key guys on the defensive end out. Bentley, their linebackers out. Their safety Peppers, I think, is questionable. So, and then on the other side, you got the Jets with a bunch of, key guys either out or questionable. Jermaine Johnson's out for the year with that Achilles. CJ Mosley, I don't think he's out officially yet, but I think he's questionable, and that's a big, Q tag for the Jets. And then I think they have a corner who's questionable as well on their defense. So there's a lot of injuries here, Tony, and on a short week, who knows if some of these guys play, and they're kind of key guys. So, I mean, I don't know what to do here with some of these, guys being in or out, because like, listen, if the Pats have like 3/5 of their offensive line out, that has to affect them a little bit. So what are you doing, first of all, with all these injuries?
So I just look at things differently than other people do with some of this stuff. I think it's why I've always been pretty good at Showdown too, just because like tonight, I just know everyone's going to think the same things tonight. And not that it's wrong. It is right. Like, don't play the Patriots receivers. You're going to hear everyone say that. The Jets are great against all receivers. So no one's going to play these guys. So yeah, when people say it, I agree with it. Like, you don't want to pick on the spots like that. But also, if everyone's thinking the same way, where's your edge at? Like, you have to figure stuff like that out. And everyone's going to want to play defenses tonight. These guys are shorthanded, like you said. I mean, these guys are going to miss for the Jets. These guys are going to miss for the Patriots. It's a short week. So there's going to be a lot of ugliness out there. And the one thing, and I'm not saying you have to do this, the one thing that has always worked in these games, for me at least, is just go against the trend and just play offense. Play the quarterbacks. No one wants to click Jacoby Brissett. Play him with two pass catchers. Like, you know how unique how often can you uniquely play a quarterback with two pass catchers? Just the other night, it was two quarterbacks, four pass catchers, two each team in the winner, like we talked about on the show even. We didn't have the exact build, but we were both within a couple points of first place. It was the exact build. And yeah, we shit on the scrub dude that ended up in the winner, the white dude. But still, I stand by that point that I like my outs. He had to get to 8 points to beat me. It is what it is. He was there. I think in these games, like, we only got the Jets at 23% owned on defense on Sabre, but I think it ends up way higher. Like, no one wants to click these Patriots buttons. So you just said it. The two of the Jets' better defensive guys are going to be out, I think. The one dude hasn't even signed, Reddick or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's not going to play.
Yeah, he's nowhere to be found. I mean, they're not as good of a defense as people think. It's a low total and two crappy teams, and the projections are terrible. So one way you can shift the build is so unique in Showdown. You just play the offensive guys, and you don't go that. That's just one option. I'm not saying you got to do that in all the teams, because obviously I kind of like kickers and stuff here too, and that. But you just got to do some stuff to get a little different. And another thing, everyone's going to like the Jets. Like, a short week with the Patriots, it's a decent matchup for the Patriots too to play tough. So I mean, And
So
not
I'm
going to
just
need the
gonna.
same ceiling. Just the last point onto my topic. When I say Jacoby and 2 pass catchers, you don't need the same upside you've needed. Like if he throws 2 touchdowns and it's to your 2 guys, you are massive, like massive. So I just think you can get creative. There's just nowhere to go, and no one wants to play these Patriot receivers. And then on top of it, maybe the worst matchup in football is Garrett Wilson, who everyone is going to like tonight because he's one of the only guys projected. He's got a horrible matchup tonight. So that even compounds the issue even more so. So I don't know. You can really, even though this game's ugly, you can get very, very creative in different spots. One of the spots that I'm for sure going to look at is running backs. Obviously, that's everybody. I'm not saying I'm the only one, but Breece Hall is getting volume. Ramondre is getting some volume. And even these 2 backups who last week we watched Braylon Allen score twice, and we watched my boy from Best Ball, Antonio Gibson, have a long run. I think the running backs are where I want to really focus on. But even if that means, like, that would be a unique build. Tell me that's not unique, playing all 4 running backs on a build. I think that's a way you could be somewhat unique. And that's volume, or even 3. Like, say you don't want to do all 4. If you play 3 running backs, that's pretty unique. So there's just a lot of ways you can go.
By the way, I forgot about this, but I called the Darnell Mooney bomb, and he was only 17% on a fucking Showdown slate. 17% on a Showdown
like
slate.
ownership overall?
Yes, and he was
1.9.
He was 1.9% in the captain. He was my favorite sneaky captain play. I literally talked about this dude on the show. So I mean, like that's crazy though. I didn't even realize he was 17% until I went back and looked.
That just shows you how no one liked Atlanta. Like,
well, yeah, no, I knew that. I knew no one liked Atlanta,
how
and
could
I
he
told
be that low.
But I explained it though. Remember, he didn't get any looks last game, so everyone saw that, and everyone saw how bad
receivers though.
But everyone saw how bad Kirk Cousins was. And I said, it's not the same matchup as the Steelers. He's going to have time to throw the football. He's going to throw it deep. Mooney's the deep guy. Yeah, back to this game. So just to piggyback off some of your points, Tony, I ran, because I do this every morning just so I can kind of see. I ran Sabre, dry run, meaning I don't touch anything. I don't touch the projections, nothing. I just run it 150. I like to see what the optimal is. I like to see who like the captains are that it spits out. First time all year, Tony, I got a 5-1 optimal for Jets. So 5 Jets, 1 Patriot. Obviously a Jet and the captain. Breece Hall in my 150, I got 65% of in the captain. That was without me touching it. I got him and Garrett Wilson, the majority of my captain. And then it was like sprinkles of a bunch of little guys, like 2%, 3%, 1% of just a bunch of other people. That was the ownership. So if that doesn't tell you right there, like projections right now are going to slam Jets. They're going to slam the Jets defense. They're going to slam as many Jets in there as possible. It'll be one of those first games where 5-1s I don't think are as unique as they normally are in Showdown. And that tells you right there, like if 5-1s are going to be somewhat popular, even not like super, but somewhat popular, I'm out on 5-1s. I'm not going to play 5-1s. I'll play it more like the Patriots hang in this game. The spread 6.5 or 6, depending on what you're looking at. I think the Patriots have the type of team that can stay close with the Jets, because the Jets, what have they struggled with? They've struggled stopping the run all year. Well, the Patriots have been able to run the ball the first 2 games. Ramondre Stevenson in the entire NFL has the second most touches of any player in the NFL this year. After 2 weeks, 51 touches. That's the second most. And he's averaging like almost 3 yards after contact per touch, which is really fucking good for someone who's getting that amount of touches, and he's averaging 3 yards after contact per touch. That's pretty good for someone like Ramondre. I think they're going to get him out. They're going to force those corners to have to tackle, and that's something that guys like Sauce and other stud corners don't want to do, is tackle these big backs in space like that. So I actually think it's a solid matchup for them to have some success, because the Jets give up the 6th most rushing fantasy points after the first 2 weeks. and the Patriots want to literally feed the running backs. That's all they want to do is give Ramondre and Gibson touches. So that comes to your next point, which was, man, how many running backs can I just jam in my lineup? And I think that's going to be a rule for me. I want at least 2 running backs on all my teams, and I want as many as all 4. Like I'm going to make that a rule. So I'm going to jam in as many of these running backs as I possibly can. Remember, it's a short week for both teams. So don't be shocked if guys like Gibson and Allen take a little more work off Ramondre and, Breece Hall than they normally even would. So that's another point, adding to maybe playing more the floor of these running backs, and maybe their touches go up a little bit on a short week. So I'm with you kind of on this game. I like the Patriots. Like to cover. I think they can hang in and at least stay tough with this team. And then I'm with you. If you look at the top with guys like Garrett Wilson, he's just going to get ownership because after Breece Hall, where else do you go? People aren't going to play the quarterbacks. They don't want to play Rodgers in the captain. We already talked about Brissett. No one wants to play Brissett. Brissett, even in the flex, is going to be like, what, Tony, 20% maybe? Maybe?
I think he'll be like slightly higher, but he's a damn quarterback. Like,
not much, like 25.
I think he'll be like 30 would be my guess.
Okay. That
in the 20s,
honestly,
high 20s, low 30s, right in there.
Honestly, I'll take under 30. I think he's like in the 20s. I was getting no Brissett.
Like if he gets you 12, which is he's a quarterback. If he gets you 12, like if I told you right now he got 12, you'd have a hard time not ending up in the winner, I think. I mean,
yeah.
The problem is he might not be able to get 12, but
I was going to say that's 12, the problem. He might get 9. Like he literally might get 9. But again, though, here's the thing. What if Brissett just throws 1 touchdown pass to Ramondre? Like what if, or Gibson or something like that? Like there's ways. It doesn't have to be the receivers, because the receivers for the Patriots are the other thing that makes it tough. But we'll get there. I just wanted to keep hitting on this top tier, which is like, Garrett Wilson. He's going to get a tough cover with Christian Gonzalez, who you can still beat. Like Garrett Wilson's a stud. Garrett Wilson could beat Christian Gonzalez. That's not crazy to say, but it's not an easy matchup, right? The Patriots play, I think, the fourth most man of any team in the league after 2 weeks. So, I mean, Garrett Wilson could have some success. Aaron Rodgers has great touch on all of his passes, so he can drop it like right in the basket still. That's one thing. Rodgers might have lost his mobility, Tony, but he still can like sling the ball and put it in the perfect spot for these receivers. So we saw him do it with Big Mike Williams one time, Alan Lazard in the corner in that first game on the left side. He dropped that thing in there one time. Like he can still do it. So I'm kind of with you on like Garrett Wilson and the captain. I'm probably not going to have much of. And those are my first 2 big stands. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, I'm not going to play in the captain. That's going to be my first big stand. I'm going to be way over on Ramondre in the captain, because I think the fact that he's getting that many touches per game, even if it goes down a little, he's still going to be heavily involved in this game because they're going to want to run the ball as much as possible. And if I think the Pats can cover, then I think this game stays close. And if this game stays close, I think it's because of Ramondre and the running game of the Patriots having a big effect in the game. So that's my first take, Tony. At the top, I'm going to be over on Ramondre, under in the captain, specifically on Breece and Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty clear cut how to get different on a slate like this. And you kind of compounded what I was saying. I see like Stevie in the chat. Gonzalez gave up 10, 129. Oh, okay. Like he wasn't on DK on that bomb. Go watch the tape. Like, look at the numbers. I'm all for it. I've watched this guy for 2 years. Like the dude is locked down. I never talk about matchups. Dude is locked down. Like locked down. You go ahead, jam Garrett Wilson. I don't blame you. He's going to be the highest owned dude right there with Breece. Like we're not. Again, these are like showdown takes. I mean, it is what it is. The dude's locked down. So I agree with JSU. I'm definitely going to play some Breece Hall in the captain, though. That's where I'm a little different, just because it is a floor slate. And if it's low scoring, I mean, he could honestly, we've seen one of our best slates was a low scoring Giants Cowboys game where there was only a few touchdowns the whole game. And I mean, if you get a touchdown in these type of games, you're just huge. So there's a lot of outs, but the positive to how you're playing it is if those two don't hit the winner, you're just so far ahead of the field. I mean, I'm thinking half the field probably plays Brees and Garrett in the captain. So like half the field is eliminated, and everyone else, Stevenson will get a little too. But outside of those three, every other person, including both quarterbacks, is going to be very, very under-owned at the captain. So I like your idea. I just don't know. In 150, I don't know how much. Like right now, if you told me Brees Hall's 30% captain, I honestly might just want field. But I want to be under on Garrett Wilson. I want to be over on the quarterbacks. I want to be over on Ramondre Stevenson. And I want to be over on some of these. I'm definitely not playing Jets captain either, like defense. No defense captain for me. I could, however, play Zerline captain, though. Back to our roots, kicker captain, where New England's defense lets them drive between the 20s. They hold up. Zerline boots some long field goals. I could see that. And we've seen it all year, right? Field goal numbers are up. They always make fun of us.
Correct.
For our kicker takes, field goals are up, man. They're banging them from deep. All of a sudden, if you get, like in this game tonight, if you somehow get 250 yarders in the first half or something, you're just in incredible shape. So it's a floor slate. We're going to keep saying it. It's a floor slate.
This goes back to my point, though. Like, could I see a kicker outscoring a quarterback tonight? Yes. Like, it could happen. And if that's the case, Tony, you're leaving like what, 4K minimum on the table? You know what I'm saying? Like
how many these studs you pop in there. Like
it also depends on
like you'd still play those guys, but yeah.
But it also depends also on who's getting there. Because the way the total is, not many guys are probably going to get there, right, Tony? You know that, like coming in. You know, like if there's, I don't know, 3 touchdowns in this game, like you're hoping they get spread out. You're hoping it's not just like one guy getting 2 of them and then another one getting 1, and there's not as much. You want as much production spread out as possible. But like I could totally see, Brees Hall getting, I don't know, Braylon Allen stealing a touchdown from him. Like I could see that happening. That's not crazy. Aaron Rodgers only throwing 1 touchdown. Maybe Jacoby Brissett doesn't throw 1 touchdown the whole game. Maybe the Patriots D gets a touchdown. Maybe somehow they get a turnover to the house or something like you don't know these type of games, the type of outcomes. There can be some crazy outcomes at time. But the other thing I wanted to touch on was I think this showdown slate, we're going to see the highest owned captain of any main showdown slate we've seen all year. Higher than Josh Allen, higher than, Tyreek Hill and the captain and all the other captains.
Allen plays this Patriots team.
Well, that might be different. Then he'll be the highest. Brees Hall is going to be the highest owned captain ownership-wise we've seen all year in a main showdown slate. He's going to be he could be 35 to 45% in the captain. That's how high I think he's going to be. So that's why I'm just not going to, he could easily just burn me. Obviously I'm going to play a ton of them in the flex. I think his floor is, I could even put 100% of him in the flex because I think his floor is just so good.
It's really hard not to play him in the flex for sure.
Yeah.
But just because if he gets even like 10, he's tough. Maybe even less.
I think if Brees Hall gets you, well, remember Josh Allen got 9 and was in that optimal for Miami.
The name of the game in low scoring slates is, we'll say it all year long, double digits. Double digits. Give me 6 guys in double digits. I will take my chances.
Yeah, you're not going to see a ton of slates where it's like they're getting multiple guys below that double digit number. I know Covey did it the other day, but like most of the time you're looking for double digits, and especially in these lower scoring games.
It's nice in these though. I mean, more so what I meant by double digits. If you get 6, like you can always, sometimes it's hard to tell what the dead optimal is. In slates like this, if there's only 6 guys in double digits, like you just know what the optimal is.
Yeah.
That's what the difference is. Like to where it's like that.
Yeah, it's one of those slates where you're gonna know if you have a chance or you're
Yeah.
not. By the way, like you're gonna know. Like it's not one of those slates where you're gonna open it up and be like, "Oh crap, I'm winning," or like you're gonna be super surprised if you won or lost. Like that's for sure. All right, let's go down past the stud tier. You talked about the kickers. We kind of skipped over like the Mike Williams, the Hunter Henrys, the Alan Lazards, those type of guys. Those are outside of Wilson, Brees, and Ramondre. Those are the top tier studs on this slate, Tony, just by the pricing and everything like that. Like that's what we're looking at right now. I think Hunter Henry's going to be lower owned just because his price tag is high and his projection isn't that high. So right then and there, for me personally, I think I want to be over on Hunter Henry because I don't think it'll take a lot to get me over on him. And he might be the most reliable Patriots weapon because all those receivers, I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if anyone's like, oh, I think it's going to be Douglas. I don't think anyone really fucking knows which receiver could get lucky and catch a touchdown. I really don't. Do I have an opinion like, Jalen Polk is the best of the receivers? Sure, I do. Or Demario Douglas runs the most out of the slot and we'll see, no sauce. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But it's still a big toss-up, in my opinion. But Hunter Henry, I think, is the one guy who is going to be lower owned, who I can get over on, that I think at least has 15-point, 20-point upside. We saw 21, and I don't think he even had a touchdown and had 21 last game. So I'm going to be higher on him. Mike Williams, I'm a little lower on because I'm higher on Alan Lazard, and they're kind of close. So I'm going to be much overweight on our boy Lazard today, and I'll be under on Mr. Mike Williams. I think on a short week too, after he just got more snaps on Sunday, maybe they're a little more careful with someone like Mike Williams on this slate. But that's just my opinion. Tony, what do you think?
I mean, so the flip side to what you're saying is he just has no chance of getting ownership at this price point. So, like, for you to go on, like, to be field, you're only going to need 10 to 15%. Like, I don't.
It's true.
And he's the only one that has, like, big play ability out of the, like, because Lazard, he can volume you for sure. But I don't see
Does
him,
Mike Williams still have that, though, Tony? Does he still have big playability?
All I'm saying is the dude is definitely overpriced for where he's at, and he's going to be 10% owned. And I definitely like Mike Williams more than you, but it's more just ownership. Again, I am going to be over on these receivers on both teams. You're telling me I can play these receivers at these type of ownerships? And like you said, even the tight ends, let's throw the tight ends in the bucket too. Outside of Garrett Wilson, I don't have a single other receiver over 25% owned. That's the only showdown you'll see all year, like to what you're saying. Yeah. I can play receivers and be contrarian. How often in Showdown can I play receivers and be contrarian? And these New England guys, even more so. No one wants to play Jalen Polk at 4K. I mean, are you kidding me? He's still a receiver. He's freaking cheaper than the kickers. Yeah, we like the kickers. But, man, I just think the best way to get different in slates like this is to play the passing games. No one wants to do it, and I get why. I mean, who wants to play Jacoby Brissett with Jalen Polk and Austin Hooper as your two like pass?
Oh God, Austin Hooper! Oh my God,
like no one wants to do that. Ooh. No one in the world. I mean, Austin Hooper's going to be 5% owned. He's in the slot too. He's in the middle of the field. I mean, I'm not going to like any of these guys, but you got to just close your eyes, put some rules too. I don't always do rules like we talk about these games. I think you're doing right to yourself by playing a receiver from each team in your builds just to give you a little bit of different, and I'd even be fine with, like you said, a running back from each team. So all of a sudden, if you got a running back from each team and a receiver from each team, that's 4 of your 6 spots. And one thing that does, it just naturally gets you a little different in the middle. Like no matter what, you got no 5-1s already. So you don't even need that rule because you can't have more than, because you already got 2 each team. And then in those last 2 spots, whatever, you can do whatever you want because you're already naturally different. So believe me, I look at these receivers and I don't like any of them. But you have to. It's strategy. Like you just got to play them, and not to mention it is fun when you just got all the pass catchers low owned, and you know that once they score, the defenses are in big trouble, optimal wise, all that. And don't get me wrong, it could go wrong and it could look awful, and this game could be 9-6 final, and you're gonna hate it because your receivers didn't do anything. But we're trying to win all the money. We're trying to do different stuff. I love it, and especially if you're under on the only receiver everyone likes, Garrett Wilson. I mean,
yeah, that's for sure. And you made a good point too. I guess you don't have to go. And Mike Williams not going to get ownership. You don't have to go under on someone like him. You can just
he's just going to be so low. Like I don't see how you don't play on a slate like this, like 20% Mike Williams or something. Like,
yeah, I won't be 20%, but yeah. I'll keep him in the pool
Mike
just
Williams
for you.
Way more than you, for the record.
Yeah, we got some KJ Osborne fans here. That's your boy Logan May. Says
Love
KJ
50 to 1. What is 50 to 1? First tutty?
Was he saying like 50 yards and a touchdown, or 50 to 1 for first
touch, or 50 to 1? Either way, I like it.
Yeah, Alec likes KJ too. Yeah, we got some KJ Osborne.
What's the deal with KJ? Has he been
in 150, Tony, here's a question. In 150, sure, but how do you prioritize receivers in single entry for a low scoring game?
Good question. I haven't. This is how I genuinely like. I might use it for my main team tonight. I haven't ran anything yet. We're working it through. I think a great idea is to play both quarterbacks and 2 receivers from each team on your single entry. So you're fading literally all kinds of chalk. And you're so unique, and I know it's a little contrarian, but how nice is it to have both quarterbacks? And in this type of build, I would play one in the captain too, just because you're already different. Just lock in the points and go that way. But you got both quarterbacks. Even if you wanted to play one of the running backs in there on your opposite of your quarterback team type thing, but that's how I would be. Definitely wouldn't play defenses in single entry. I think defenses are the worst plays anyways tonight. I know people are going to like them, but I just don't. Patriots, I want to be under on the Ds for sure.
Patriots can't get that much ownership.
I don't know, man. The total's just so low, and you got a quarterback
but they're not projecting for anything.
So I got the Patriots D. Let me see what I got them at.
Let me just double check. Maybe things have changed.
I mean, you're right. I got them about 15%.
I had to bump them to even get like 10% or 11%. Just when I ran it or a little while ago. So everyone's going to play the Jets defense, though. The Jets defense I didn't touch, and it gave me a lot.
They got to be the worst play. Like I might literally X them out. Like maybe not X them, but super, super low. I think the Jets D is the worst play for sure, just because they should not be as popular as they are.
Yeah, and the good thing about us, though, Tony, we're going to like the kickers anyways over the defenses. So we're already going to – and then I think you're on the same page with me with liking even the backup running backs more than the defenses that are in that range. Like, I don't know about you. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I really like Braylon Allen again. I like Antonio Gibson. I think both guys are very much in play. I think people are going to be hopefully afraid of Braylon Allen's price, but he got, 11 touches, 4 targets, and I think 7 touches on the ground. Like
he looked great.
He looked awesome. And on a short week, why wouldn't you give him the same amount of work? Like there's just no reason not to. Rodgers trusts him. He thinks he's a beast already. They obviously love Brees too. But the good thing about these 2 running backs is, Tony, they both can run, but they both can like catch too. Like it's not like one guy can't do.
You definitely don't have to sell me on the running backs because I love. I even love Antonio Gibson, so I love all 4 running backs.
So this comes back to my point. Like in my single entries, if I'm building one team, I got 3 of these 4 running backs on my team.
I think 3. I said 4 originally. I do think 3 would be 2 or 3 would be my 4 is really hard to get.
4 might be too much.
I think it's a good floor play though, like in cash.
Yes.
I don't think it's a horrible cash move in a spot like this. But again, in cash, though, you're going to play both quarterbacks always in cash. You're going to play both.
Always.
I mean, like tonight, you're going to play both quarterbacks, both running back. I mean, that's just going to be, so it's not going to naturally do it. But I do think 2 or 3. I mean, bare minimum, I know for sure I'm doing a roll tonight, one of each team. Just so I want either Stevenson or the backup, or I want Brees or the backup. So, like, I definitely, that's one of my rules. 100%.
I think you're right, though. 3 of them would probably be the only thing is, like,
It just
4 would
depends
be
on how much
super
scoring.
unique.
Like, the minute one of the receivers gets a touchdown, all of a sudden it's one less running back, and you just start doing the math and sliding it over. But yeah,
I mean, but playing 4 running backs has to be unique.
It
Like,
could
has
win.
to
Make
be.
no mistake about it. Like, it could, and it could be a unique winner too. If I did play 4 running backs, I would like the defenses more, though, just the way the game would have to set up. It would just play that way, like super ugly. I mean, you need a really ugly game for something like that to happen.
Yeah, and would you play one of them in the captain, or would you play them all in the flex?
I would play one in the captain, unless it was like a kicker or something in the captain. I would probably play one in the captain. I wouldn't play like a quarterback or receiver in the captain on a team like that.
Because I was going to say, if you play all 4 running backs, and let's just throw we'll throw Brees in the captain just for the sake of
sake of this. That's good.
You got, $6K per spot pretty much.
Yeah.
Or close to that. So for 2
and
spots.
With a running back build like that too, I would like the kickers more too. So like kickers and D kind of fit in those last 2 spots, because you don't want touchdowns when you're playing spots, unless it's obviously your running backs, but you don't want, because a passing touchdown, it gets 2 people there almost in a game like this.
It gets the quarterback. Well, I mean, I guess you could see the quarterback throw it to 2 of the running backs.
Still, though, but I mean, if you give a quarterback 4 for the touchdown, I mean, they're going to get some yards. Anybody that gets a touchdown in this game, even a quarterback, I think has a pretty decent chance to get in the winner.
I will say, Patriots, I watched I don't know if you saw John Gruden do his little show, but he talked about the Patriots struggle against empty sets and the Jets torch the Titans on empty sets with no RBs in the backfield. So maybe there's something there. Maybe Brees gets matched up on a linebacker again and he houses one. Like, you never know. But all right. So we talked about, we didn't talk about the super cheap plays. Before we do that, is there any receiver from New England that you're like, I want to be way over on? Like, this is the one guy. If you had to choose one guy, do you have KJ Osborne as your favorite, or
I definitely don't have him as my favorite. I think he's terrible. I'd rather choose one of these younger guys that I at least feel like could surprise some people. I mean, just being honest, like I don't have a clear list, but I would say Polk would probably be my favorite. I just kind of like the style he plays with. And I honestly like Thornton a little bit too, even though he's projected lower than the other 3. But I'd be lying if I told you. And that's one of the reasons that it's hard to build a receiver team, because you're not going to feel good about them. So I think they're more just the 150 route, where you just kind of get a little bit of all of them and get above the field. And when they throw 2 touchdowns, you're going to have 2 of those guys in there. And I think I would rank them, though. Polk, Douglas, Thornton, Osborne would be my 4th. I like Thornton's talented. He's talented, but can Jacoby get him the ball down the field is the issue.
I mean, are they going to even throw him the ball down is it Jacoby, or are they just telling him, like, don't really take many chances?
There's my boy Butthole Jenkins.
What's going on, Butthole? Yeah, I love it. Now he throws in JSU now, which I love too. I've circled back on Butthole's list. I used to be on his shit list, and now I think I'm like creeping up. I'm not on the big T list, but I think I'm in between it right now, Tony. I think I'm slowly pulling up the ranks with our guy, Mr. Jenkins. So what's going on, Butto? Yeah, I kind of agree. Well, like, Demario Douglas sees the most slot route runs for sure.
What's like the percentages these dudes see in the slot?
84% for Douglas of his routes
What
are in the
about the
slot.
rest of them, though?
Hunter Henry's in there a lot. 56% of his routes are in the slot. KJ Osborne, 34. And then the other guys are just super low. Antonio Gibson's lined up. 28% of his routes have lined up in the slot.
I love my boy Gibson tonight. Because if
I
they
like
get
him
down,
too.
I like him too. He's going to catch dump offs. I freaking love Antonio Gibson tonight.
Again, too, like I said, on these short weeks,
Short
he
week,
might
too.
get more involved in general than on a normal week or something like that. Because, like I said, Ramondre, second leader in all of the NFL in touches. Like, you got to remember that when you come. It's not like, they've been easing him back, Tony. They've been feeding him the rock. So maybe on a short week, maybe they slow it down a little bit. But, yeah, you never know. Appreciate it. My man, appreciate it. Hopefully
I
some
can't
people
believe he
win
was
some money.
18%. I'm still thinking about you saying that. That's crazy to
You
me.
taught me with the projections. When I just see some dude
Gee.
that's not hitting, even when I bump him, he's not hitting. That's when I know. Like when I give him a small bump and he
That's
still doesn't
crazy.
hit. Yeah.
Atlanta, just
do?
bookmark it going forward, everyone watching. Like they only play 3 receivers. So all 3 of them are going to be good plays, and especially in showdown spots.
Let's see. Matt said, I don't believe Jacoby has thrown it over 20 yards.
He can't throw it over 20 yards.
I mean, has he thrown it over 20 yards?
He throws it like this. Like,
how's he throw it again? Can you show me?
He lets out the tennis grunt too.
I did like the grunting noise you just gave for no
grunt.
reason. Oh, that's good. I like that. Yeah, I don't know if he's thrown it over 20 yards. I remember that Kirk Cousins actually threw 0 in week 1. I think Jacoby threw at least. I bet you he's got like 2, Tony. What do you think? 2 attempts? What do you think?
Like you have the actual numbers?
Yeah, I got it in front of me.
I legit wouldn't be surprised if he hasn't thrown it over. I would guess 1 or 2 if I had to guess.
JSU was right again, 2 on the dot. He's had 2 attempts through 2 games. And remember, those are just attempts. They weren't completed. I don't think either of them were completed. But no, neither of them. It looks like were completed. But yep. And then what's crazy about Jacoby too? Like normally, if you have lower 20-yard attempts, you'll have higher like 10 to 19 yards. Nope, he's got 3 of those. Between 10 and 19 yards. He's got only 3 attempts. So that's just telling you
my least favorite quarterback ever as far as just stats. Like I get it from the Patriots side. He's going to give them a better chance to win. But man, when you look at these, there's no way any team in football is worse to look at Showdown than New England. Like there's no way. It's brutal.
I'm sorry. He had 3 completions of 10 to 19 yards, 6 attempts. That's my bad. That's still really low. 6 attempts of 19 to 20 yards. That's really low. It's one of the lowest. The only one lower is Malik Willis, who only played 1 game. So there you go. And they didn't really throw him at all. So, all right. Any other like real cheap shitters under those receivers? Because we kind of agree on the receivers, at least the rankings wise. You got Rucker, the tight end at 800. I don't see much else down here though, Tony. I don't know if you do.
So you got Hooper at 24. I'll just go, or Conklin. I'll start with Conklin, 2,800. You can definitely include him in the pool, 100%. Hooper, I know people laugh about it, but tight end in the middle. I actually think Hooper's a pretty good play tonight at 2,400. And tight ends, the good part of low scoring games, a tight end touchdown is bigger than it is in other games because let's face it, they're probably going to be in the winner if they catch a touchdown. So I like him. Xavier Gibson got outplayed by Mike Williams last week. Not outplayed, but
his snaps went way down. Like, I mean, went from 34% to like 10 or something. Really low.
He's not projected at all. So I actually think you can take stabs on some of these guys, though, just because of what you said, too. Short week, maybe it is. I like Mike Williams personally. But if they dial him back the other way, who's to say Gibson can't come back on a short week as a younger dude with some explosiveness? And the good part of Showdown, you can legitimately play 5 to 10% Gibson and be way above the field. So that, to me, is an advantage to play a guy like. Never going to be a main team play, though. And honestly, in the content, almost I should put that like 150 play, 20 max play, main team type play. Type play, not exactly what I'm doing, but and Gibson would definitely, to me, be a 150 play. But he also could be the reason you win 500K because I'm never going to use him in my main team ever.
I like that, though. I think that's a good thing to maybe add for. I think it would make it even easier for people to use when they look at your sheet.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on Hooper. I think they might play more with those offensive line, either banged up or out. I think they might play more with Hunter Henry and Hooper on the field together, even more, which hurts the receivers. Again, Tony, we talk about all the time, but the receivers keep getting hurt, but it helps the tight ends.
These receivers are as ugly as it gets. So,
really ugly.
But that's just a reason to play them, though. Like, you just got to close your eyes and click the freaking button and just hope that somehow it happens all the time where scrub receivers score. But just to polish these cheaper guys up, I like Thornton a lot down here. Thornton's probably my favorite guy below Conklin's a better play than Thornton for sure. But below that, Thornton's going to be 10%. I like him. And then I'm not going to play Corley. Even in any circumstance, I'm just going to fade him. I'm not going to play Javon Baker. There's just enough chances in other spots. But I will. So the cheapest guy I'll play is Ruckert. Like, I don't love him. Again, he's more of the 150 bucket. But if I need an 800 guy, he's the guy under 1,000 I would definitely play. Definitely don't like him, though. I want not a ton of him. But the cheap guys I definitely like are the tight ends and Thornton.
Yeah, the problem with Ruckert, he's only ran 9 routes in 2 games. So he's not out there a lot. He's not running routes like a ton. Conklin's ran 47 routes to his 9. So that's kind of what stinks. But like you said, all you need is like that one touchdown, and maybe he gives you that
one tutty.
That's it. So I'm kind of with
you. You just have to look at these games like this different. It's just everyone's going to like the under too. I like the under. You like the under. We all like the under. Nothing's to say this game can't be. We've seen Saints games in these spots where like all of a sudden it's 27-24 or something tonight, and you win all the money by just playing passing games. There's nothing that says that can't happen.
Honestly, I would not be shocked at all if this game went over. Like, that's not that good.
It's a very low total.
Both these teams are so banged up. Like, is the likely scenario we see a lot of field goals in this game? I think so. But, like, I wouldn't be stunned. It wouldn't shock me. It's so low. Like, it's not something that crazy. But, all right, those are all the plays. Actually, Tony, before we give our plays of the day, we're going to pull up the old pick 6 over on DraftKings. #DK partner. I'm going to pull it up for the people, and we're going to give out a few pick 6 plays.
Let's do it.
Let me pull it up and switch that. Boom. All right. So I got the whole screen up. Make it a little bigger. I got you. Hold on. Is that good?
Just scroll over a little bit. Yeah. The other way.
Oh, that way. Is that good?
Yeah, like that.
Perfect. All right. All right. So if you guys haven't checked out Pick 6 over on DraftKings, new customers play $5, get 50 in Pick 6 credits, plus 1 month of NFL Plus Premium on us. Sign up at dkng.com/RPS. Use code RPS and play $5 and get 50 in Pick 6 credits. So check it out over on DraftKings. We're going to just go through it, though, real quick. They got a bunch of different, you got obviously passing yards. You can look at both quarterbacks, receiving yards, rushing yards, total touchdowns, passing touchdowns, receptions. They got it all over here. So you can kind of mix and match. You can't play, different props of the same guy, obviously, but, you can mix and match. Got to go over and under for one. But Tony, I'm just looking at some of these props, and, obviously we kind of know. I know our boy Mangone, he dropped the Pick 6 video on Twitter, and in all the social platforms and stuff, he liked Mike Williams over prop of 27.5 receiving yards. Is that something that you might be interested in?
I said that was kind of one of our disagreements. I like Mike Williams a lot tonight. I do agree with your point, though, about the short week. There's definitely risk to it. Like, he's always had an injured past. I just feel like it's too low. I mean, 27.5 yards for Mike Williams. I'm more in Mangone's camp for sure with the number. Again, I'm not hedging by saying this. I do agree with your point, though, that there is risk with the snap count. But, man, 27.5, I got to go over. And honestly, like Busted Douglas, too, 28. Polk, I like a lot of these overs. These numbers are so freaking low. Ty Ford, 9.5.
What about your boy Antonio Gibson?
Yeah,
6.5 receiving
like,
yards.
definitely click that one for us.
All right, so that's one. We got to go that one.
And honestly, Braylon Allen. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go with Braylon Allen.
You like the rushing yards?
No, I like the 8.5 receiving.
Where is that? Let's see.
Right there next to Gibson, right next to it.
Oh shoot. Yeah, I'm with you. 8.5.
Right there, 8.5. And I freaking love those two. I don't like the rushing as much.
Yeah, no, I definitely like the 8.5. I'm with you.
You don't like Mike. We can't put Mike in our show one, but I like Mangone's play Mike.
Yeah, you like Mike. We can go to different ones too. We can go to
I know that it's super ugly, but man, Jacoby Brissett's passing number is literally 164.5 yards.
Has he hit that all year?
Mike.
No, I have a question. Has he hit that all year? Serious question.
What was his two numbers? If I had to guess off the top of my head, I would say no, just because I know he didn't versus Cincinnati. And last week versus Seattle, I bet he didn't. I bet it was under both games.
I'm going to say under. Let's see. He was 149. Oh my God. 149 and 121. What?
I mean, it's so bad.
I mean, he hasn't even come close to that number, Tony. It's sitting at 164 right now. Is this the game, though, that he goes over? Because that's always what happens with these type of spots.
I just think that, that number's crazy. I know it's Jacoby, but 164 yards. I just have to take a chance on that.
So would you click that in over some of these other ones, or would you like the over?
How many do we got to pick? What's like the denominators?
You can pick 2, 3, 6. Like you can
We're
do
all
whatever.
About the upside here. We're trying to hit something here. We're trying to get up in there.
Let's get 6. Let's get 6 in there. Then we got to get 6. So we'll get 6 winners in there. All right, we'll go Jacoby over. There we go.
You like Hunter Henry, don't you? Let's get.
I
Hunter
do.
Over.
I do. I'll go
right there.
Yeah, I'll take that. So there's our combo right there. We got a lot of receiving yards, Tony. Let's see if we can get.
I think Garrett Wilson's matchup. I know everyone is making fun of me, but I think the matchup's terrible. I like the under.
What about under 5.5 receptions?
I don't know about that. Just because, with the bracket coverage these days, I feel like they could try to get him involved with some dump offs and stuff. But
okay,
I just can't see him getting a ton of yards in this spot. Passing.
Okay, so you want to go under 66.5 then.
I want to make a point too. Like when people are looking at this pick 6 stuff, I think a good way to build DFS teams, not fully, is look at these numbers and see what they expect, because they're hanging numbers for you here. And you can use prop markets too, but they're hanging numbers for you. They're doing some of the work for you, showing where they think these guys will be. So it helps to kind of look at some of these things.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely just to see where they're kind of at too, right? Like with some of these numbers, like, all right, you like Garrett Wilson under, we'll take it. We'll take a shot. You got to take a little risk, right, Tony? You got to take a little risk. So we'll take some risk here.
What is the 6-teamer paying pick 6? Because it's pick 6. We got to pick 6.
Yeah, let's see. We'll pick 6, and then we'll see what at the bottom you can see. Like when I go, I don't know if can you guys see if I scroll down? Can you see it, Tony?
Yeah,
5 of 5.
Let's find one more winner and then let's look.
All right, so Let's do this.
So we got both running backs over. We got Jacoby over. We got Henry over. We got Garrett Wilson under.
Passing attempts.
I know. I don't ever have a feel for those things. I mean, 27.5. How many has he thrown the last? He's thrown.
Well, we already took Jacoby's over on.
Does it let you correlate like that?
I don't know. You can't take another Jacoby prop. See,
you can't.
You can take one. I kind of like. Do you think he gets over 15.5 completions? Is that better?
It lets us put yards and passing.
No, it doesn't. You can't do that.
Only
That's what I was saying.
I
didn't know if you saw it. It's like a red circle if you do that. You can't
I saw it, but I didn't see what it says.
Yeah, I was just showing you guys on the screen kind of.
Honestly, instead of the passing yards, I want to remove that, and I want to take the over on attempts because the last 2 weeks he was playing from ahead, and he went 24 and 27, and the number is what, 27.5?
27.5. I like that better.
He's going to be playing from behind a little bit tonight. I actually think that is a much better take right there.
I love that. That's why I wanted to look.
Require completions either. It's only attempts.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to look at some of these other options. And Tony, I didn't see this one down there. We got kicking points.
Yeah, we need both kickers in there.
Oh shit! What are we gonna do?
Get rid of one of our overs. Let's get rid of Braylon Allen over.
You want to get rid of Braylon Allen over?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got to go with our kickers. We got to ride with our kickers here.
All right, hold on.
And it's only 6.5 kicker points.
Should we get rid of Braylon Allen or Hunter Henry? Which one?
I just like Henry just because it correlates a little bit with what we're doing.
Let's get rid of Braylon Allen.
And Gibson kind of like we're playing a script where the Patriots are behind.
I got you.
Overs. And
should we just slam them both over?
Yeah, just
over
for the brand.
All right. Okay, so here's our pick six right now. We've got Antonio Gibson over 6.5 receiving yards. Hunter Henry over 33.5 receiving yards. Garrett Wilson under 66.5 receiving yards. Jacoby Brissett over 27.5 passing attempts. And then Greg Zuerlein over 6.5 kicking points. And Joey Sly over 6.5 kicking points. So if you just throw $10 in, Tony, here's the balance payout. You can kind of see it here, but your average for 6 of 6, 230. I think the most you could win is like 472. That's kind of how it breaks down. And if you get 5 of 6 correct, you still could win some money.
What is it off, $10?
That's off of $10. We're gonna put a hundo in there for the people.
Baby. Don't get me excited.
We're gonna put a hundo in there, and then all you got to do is just hit that continue. It'll show you, right here, 6 of 6, 5 of 6. You'll see the average, and all that stuff. And then you just hit submit, and boom, your picks have been submitted. You get the little confetti.
Are you from Kentucky? I wish it was from here. I was trying earlier. I downloaded the app. We still don't have it though. It's annoying, but hopefully it's come soon to the old KY. Until then, I got to live vicariously through JSU. That's
right. In Mass, we got the pick six rolling here. So guys, like I said, check it out. Code RPS, play $5 and get 50 and bonus bets over here at DraftKings. So check us out. Pick six contests are live. And like I said, they got a ton of different options. It was pretty cool too. I didn't even see they had I'm glad I slid over. That's why I wanted to check all the columns because there's just so many of them. So you just kind of get lost in how many options there are. But I do like that for football. There's a ton of options. So yeah, check out the pick six product over on DraftKings. Boom, Tony. That was it. We got to give our play of the day, and then we'll get out of here for the show and build the winners.
We had a couple things here real quick. Confidence to leave money on the table. JSU talked about leaving salary. Again, this is the type of thing where it depends on how many teams you're playing for me. Because if you're playing only like 2 or 3 teams, I don't think you need to leave a ton of salary. We still have the highest floor guys that are going to cost you. Like you should be playing a lot of Brees and Ramondre, even with what we're talking about. The quarterbacks are expensive. I mean, so if I'm only playing 2 or 3 teams, I'm going to spend most of it. I would probably set it at like a 2K at most type thing. But in the 150, I agree with JSU where you can just set it like way bigger and just get some random teams in there that like you have 2 cheap pass catchers with a quarterback or something. So to answer your question, if you're only playing a few teams, not much salary, 150 or something, a lot. Thoughts on Hooper first touchdown 50-1? I mean, I love that. 50-1 Hooper, a tight end on the field. Absolutely take your chances on stuff like that. 50. Henry's 50-1 too. Is that what? Hold
No
on, let me
way.
pull the
Austin
odds up here.
Hooper's 50-1. Henry's 19 or something to one.
Yeah.
I looked at this.
I was gonna say if it's 50-1, like I might bet a lot on it.
So Hooper's 50-1, I think. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, so Hooper's 50-1, Henry's 17-1. I like you said Douglas is the most in the slot, right?
Yeah, Demario Douglas.
That's who I'm going with. 35-1 first touchdown, 7-1 anytime touchdown.
Oh, you were gonna go with your boy Thornton, 45-1.
I like him too, but you sold me on that slot stat, so that's who I'm picking.
All right. Yeah, I mean, long shot. I think a long shot. Austin Hooper has to be
Mike
just
B,
interesting.
you ship tonight and you have our logo. I'll sign a hat and send it to you and give you $100 bill in the hat.
Ooh, and a Hundy spot on top of it.
Chris Pondy.
Oh, I
Chris
like
Pondy,
that.
a hat, and a hoodie. I'll give him a hoodie too if he ships with that logo tonight.
So I think Big T's not as high on the Lazard captain as
I
am.
No, I am. I like receivers
are.
in the captain. I like Mike Williams. I like Lazard. I like the Patriots guys. I like being a little different in that spot for sure. I like Lazard captain.
The good thing too is I don't think someone like Lazard has to really do that much to even be in the captain in the first place. So that's the best part. Yeah. If he gets 50 yards and by the way, too, props like on DraftKings, I saw like Alan Lazard's 50-yard receiving prop is like plus 240 or something like that. Like I think that's a really good like all receiving prop for someone like Alan Lazard when we already know that Garrett Wilson's going to be the main focus, right? Like Alan Lazard plus 290 right now on DraftKings to get 50 receiving yards. I think that's a fun little bet over on DraftKings if you want to hit that. If you like Big Mike, he's plus 270 for 50 receiving yards. So, yeah, I think that's a fun little bet. Tony, the receiving yards for the Patriots are like insane. If you like really like one guy, like you should go smash the alts on that guy. Like if you like KJ Osborne, I know the chat did. 50 yards is plus 750 on the sports book. Like that. That's crazy. If you like KJ Osborne that much, you should bet that. I don't like him as much, but yeah, Tyquan Thornton's 30. Yeah. So did you give your play of the day though? Or should I before you go?
Go ahead.
All right.
I gave my touchdown, but that is not my play of the day for the record. That's my tutty. I need a different play of the day.
All right. So I think that one, my running back theme, which I talked about already, I want 2 to 3 of those running backs on all my teams. And I'm going to be playing these guys in the captain, like Ramondre, Gibson, Braylon Allen. I'm going to play all those guys in the captain a little bit just because I think it's going to be different. And I'm going to be fading Breece and Garrett Wilson in the captain. So those are my 2 biggest stands on the slate, which I think will make me unique in my own right. But I'm going to say this kicker will be optimal here. So I want one of these kickers. I just think that at least one of these guys gets there. Last time Tony made me put my feet to the fire on a kicker and I picked the wrong kicker. So I'm not.
It's hard to pick the right kicker.
I'm not going to pick a kicker today because this asshole held my feet to the fire. But I think from a DFS perspective, I'm going to take a Patriot. Hunter Henry is not going to get ownership. He's overpriced, but I honestly think outside of the running backs, he has the highest ceiling of probably any of these other guys because the Patriots just don't throw the ball down the field that much. They just don't do it. So Hunter Henry running those short to intermediate routes is the main way they're getting the ball. On top of that, I think you see a lot of 2 tight ends on the field together. Hunter Henry, I think, has another good day, and I like him as my play of the day. Here, lower ownership. Tony, who are you rolling with?
Man, I really want to. I really want to give Zerline as my play of the day, but
Do it. That's who I gave last time, and I think it was Moody who was the captain winner, or who was the nut winner, not
the problem with
Zerline.
kickers is I do feel confident, like you do, that one of these guys hits the winner. But you can just to have conviction on one of the two is just hard because
It's really hard.
they're both going to stall out, and I like
Yeah.
both for sure. I mean, I think you can use both kickers a lot tonight, but instead, I'm actually going to go with Antonio Gibson, my best ball boy. I think if you get the right script, like you don't want the script where they're playing from ahead, which I don't think you're going to get tonight. I think you get Antonio Gibson with the dump offs. Maybe he houses one. Last week he had a 30 or 40-yard run or catch. I can't remember which it was, but I remember him running down the sideline. Maybe he catches a little screen in these dump offs and just houses one. I like that his price is a little bit cheaper than the D's and the kickers and Douglas and Polk and all these guys. So I like his price range. I like that he's only going to be, 0% captain, but 20% or so overall. You just got a lot of opportunity tonight to win a lot of money. I'm just going to say it. And they're
Not
asking
0% in JSU's captain ownership. JSU's going to have some captain.
Yeah. To answer
Captain.
the question though, too, do you like Pat's over? So this is kind of how I use DFS and betting different. I don't think this game goes crazy points wise, so I'm not going to bet them over, but I'm just going to know by playing DFS this way, if there's a lot of points, I'm going to win money. I am going to win money tonight. If it's a low scoring game and the Jets D plays great, I'm going to lose DFS for sure. I don't even care what else happens. If the Jets defense is optimal, I'm in big trouble because I'm going to be, if not at 0, I'm going to be very close to 0 on the defense. So I just hedge a little bit in that way. Like if I thought there was going to be a ton of points or something, maybe it goes back and forth, and it's a natural hedge a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. Gibson is a horrible play. Thank you, Dante. I thank you for that feedback. I'm going to screenshot that.
Chat doesn't like the Gibson play, Tony. I like the Gibson play. I think on a short week, I don't know why you wouldn't like the Gibson. You should like running backs, especially backup ones on a short week.
Makes me like it even more when people hate it.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Favorite, I don't know what that middle word means, but favorite MVP, Tony? I don't know what that middle word means.
I mean, I would play one of the two running backs for sure. 100% I would play Stevenson or Brees.
I would jam one of the – I'm going to play Stevenson personally, but
I'll probably play Brees, but it's more that I think just the volume's more. And he's going to be higher owned, way higher owned too, though. So it's not – it is what it is.
Rance, let's just get one, buddy. Let's just get one, all right? If we get two, then
I don't need two. I want one. Two would be spoiling me.
Yeah, we don't need to get spoiled. We just need to be on the winner. That's all that matters. So, all right, guys, hope you enjoyed this show here. Obviously, again, if you haven't checked out DraftKings Pick 6, check them out over on DraftKings. New game, pretty fun. And we did a little, if you just joined, we did a little Pick 6 a few minutes ago. So you can obviously rewatch that. If you want to see what we gave out on the show, you can check that out and join runpuresports.com. RPS 15 is the promo code, 15% off your monthly or weekly payment. We got single sports packages. We've got the full package. We also have SaberSim, our partners. If you guys want to check out SaberSim, best opto in the business, you can check them out too over at Run Pure Sports, getting the content plus SaberSim. No better combo right there with the best opto and the best content. You get Big T's full player pool. Me, K Phallic, Mangone do a 3-max AP, and Rubio playbooks, all that type of stuff. And then the core plays, full Discord is just the best. So Discord, make sure you join the Discord. And if you got any issues signing up, just shoot us an email, info@runpuresports.com, or hit us up in Discord in a DM. So, Tony, final thoughts before we get out of here.
No, let's hope this game isn't the most ugly game in the world that people expect. Let's hope we get some points, and maybe it plays ugly, but ugly in the way we like it, where tackles are broken. I want to see points somehow, but man, I don't have high hopes, but I do have high hopes of us winning money.
I have high hopes, Tony. And just in my head, I have high hopes. Okay, I don't want to think about it as a bad game.
Brad Moore said, you just joined Run Pure? Did you just join, Brad? I like this. If you just joined, I'll send you, if you send me a screenshot right now, I'll send you one of these new hats.
Our boy Matt says he's a size XXL, Tony, by the way.
We don't have a ton of the like shirt stuff anymore because I sent it to all our crew, all our people. I need to get some more.
Then maybe a hat.
Yeah.
If we have an extra hat.
I'm sending one to Brad for signing up for sure. Brad, send me a screenshot that you signed up and I'll send you a hat and your address.
Yeah, let us know, Brad. Brad, anyone else signing up? If anyone else signs up during the show, let us know because we'll definitely send you some gear if you sign up during our shows. We love doing stuff like that. So if you sign up, obviously, like I said, use code RPS15, get your 15% off, and hopefully someone runs pure tonight and ships that. They got a milli up top, or is it 500K, Tony? I forget.
I don't think it's a milli tonight, but whatever it is, you'll be happy to win it tonight.
Hopefully you ship that 500K then. For Big T and myself, JSU, good luck in your contest. We'll hopefully see you later in the Discord. Till then, we're out. Peace.